Hello world, my name is Al. I am here in Kyoto, Japan. This is actually my last day here, so I wanted to capture a little bit of Kyoto while I am here. I'm currently at the Arashiyama Bamboo Forest, so I wanted to document a little bit of it while I'm here on my trip and wanted to explain a little bit of why I'm here in Kyoto. So, on my channel, I've been sharing my spiritual awakening journey and have been guided to share my experiences. And as I'm going through this journey, I'm paying attention a lot to the signs from nature, the signs from my spirit family, my ancestors, my angels, the universe, God, goddess, you name it, I'm listening. And I was guided here because this is part of my journey. The reason why I'm here, I actually have been spending the week training Komyo ReikiDo with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei. So I have been learning Shoden level 1, Chuden level 2, and Okuden level 3 with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei. So that is the main reason why, and I'll go a little bit more into why I had chosen him as my mentor, my teacher, my guru on my journey in another video. But I wanted to kind of give an overview of, being drawn to the energy and also being guided here by my spirit family, my ancestors, the universe. So wanted to hop on here, say hello, and I hope to record more videos when I am on my trip back home about my time here in Kyoto. So I'll be sharing a little bit more pictures along the way, and then also sharing in detail the way that I was guided to training with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei for Komyo ReikiDo under Usui Sensei's Reiki Ryoho. So guidance. So that is the main reason, and I hope you enjoy taking a view of the beautiful Arashiyama Bamboo Forest while I'm kind of walking out from this area. It's very humid here, and the crowds are picking up. I tried to go really early, so I'm going to sign off for now from Arashiyama Bamboo Forest, saying hello and goodbye. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you. Bye. Hello world, my name is Al. I'm currently here in Kyoto, Japan. I just came out of the Arashiyama Bamboo Forest, so I wanted to share a little bit more. Today is actually my last day here in Kyoto, so I'm making a last round of tourist spots before heading out to the train and to the airport. So I wanted to hop back on here to explain the reason why I had come here to Kyoto. So I mentioned in a previous video that I have been here for the past week, actually training with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei in learning Reiki, Komyo ReikiDo. So that is the main reason why. And for those who have been following me on my journey, I have been sharing my journey with you all in my previous videos since the top of the year, since the top of learning that I am a chosen one. And so I mentioned in my generational curse breaker video that the art of healing runs in my family lineage. And I know this from the stories of my mother sharing about my great-grandfather, and then ties to my great-grandmother as well. So healing does run in my family. And, being generational curse breaker, I know that my mother's siblings did not continue with the healing gift. Yet I am now in this position to take on this role for myself and the family lineage. So as I am going on this journey of looking into the different healing modalities, I am, curious, which one do I choose? There's so many out there. Innately, I know I can do healing already, as is. But in today's society as well, and also for my own personal experience, I want to learn more. I want to learn the different types. And Komyo ReikiDo, Reiki Ryoho from Usui Sensei was what I was guided to by my spirit family. And so when I say that, what does that mean? Back earlier in the year, I had attended a Reiki learning session, which the history of Reiki was discussed and all the different lineages of the teachers of Reiki lineage, of Usui Sensei's Reiki Ryoho line. And the Western lineages and then Japanese lineages were discussed. And when Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei's name was brought up, I was sitting in a chair in that room learning. I had full-blown goosebumps from head to toe when Inamoto Sensei's name was brought up. And I took that as a sign. That is my sign from my spirit family that I need to train with him, learn from him, be attuned by him through Reiju as kind of the blessing. Hearing Inamoto Sensei's name, getting full-blown goosebumps from head to toe, and also seeing crows flying by the windows onto the roof ledge, which there were two windows in this room I was sitting, one facing north, one facing west. The crows were sitting on the north, so I could see their tails kind of dangling from the landing on the roof, two of them, and a third crow landed on a tree, which was on the west side, directly across from me, looking at me when this full-blown goosebumps, spirit chills experience was happening to me. So that was another confirmation, messenger from the gods, right? Of me going through my training, formal training with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei. So I had looked up his, Googled his name, went to his website, and a shot in the dark, sent a very lengthy email to him to explain, who I was, what I'm here to do, my calling. And he replied to me within a week, and the rest is history. We set up the dates of my time being here, and I had gone through level 1, 2, and 3 training with him. And so my class started on Monday and it ended on Thursday. And I had homework during each day of the week, to do self-healing on myself. I'm also, part of level 2 is also learning remote Reiki. So of course I'm remote healing family members of mine from afar while I'm here in Kyoto. And I am also just taking in the experience every morning, day by day, of the energy here in this place and just paying attention to the signs and synchronicities. I kept seeing 1111 a lot on the license plates, 222, 2222, 1234. Actually, a license plate as I'm crossing the street is 2002. So mirroring numbers, a lot of them. And so that is, I can go into more signs and synchronicities later in another video. I'm headed towards the river, so that's where I'm kind of headed. I'll turn the camera around so that you can kind of see, so I could find a bench. I wanted to show the beautiful landscape too as well of the hills in the forest. So that is the signs, you know, that I saw. The spirit chills, goosebumps, the crows specifically, 3 of them flying by and cawing and kind of letting it known that he's your guru, you know, choose him as the one to teach you. So, you know, I mentioned, you know, I learned for 4 days training. Each morning I was able to go out and enjoy the, oh, wow, look, there's a big, I don't know if it's a heron. I wanted to share that with you all. So I'll go this way so that you can kind of see the water behind me flowing. So I learned for 4 days with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei, levels 1, 2, and 3 specifically. Every Monday here in Kyoto, he has what's called a Reiki share session where anyone can drop by, a beginner or even a Shihan teacher, master level, and receive Reiki from, you know, the group that ends up gathering at his Reiki share place. And I attended the Reiki share, but prior to that, we had a quick dinner, you know, to have a bite to eat before we went to the Reiki share together. And I just enjoyed all my conversations with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei. All the wisdom that he has, all the, 777 on the license plate right now that I see. All the just stories of, you know, him growing up, how he was given his name, his teacher for, you know, Reiki Ryoho, you know, Yamaguchi Sensei, and just the history of the art, right? And how it's powered by the universe. It's not tied to a religion. It is the universe at our fingertips, you know, and everyone has this innate gift. During my entire sessions with him, you know, when we would have break time, we would have a cup of tea, you know, as well. And I always said everyone is a chosen one. We just need to wake up to it. So that's like part of my mission and why I'm guided to share on my YouTube to help you all awaken in a sense. And that's part of my mission. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. Because now that I am on the spiritual path, I have a different set of eyes. I see the world differently. And I have more compassion why people behave the way they do, for they know not what they do. And that's part of my mission, right? Not just my individual healing and going through my journey of training and learning as much as I can and self-healing, healing my past, my present and my future, but also thinking about humanity and how I can help. So I asked Sensei during that dinner, is it normal to have a student learn level 1, 2, and 3 right away? And he said, no, you're the exception. And I saw that as great honor that he was able and allowed me to train with him to learn up to level 3 right away. Usually he will tell the student, go off and do level 1 and you come back maybe in a month or so, to go off and do level 2 and you come back, after a certain amount of period. Okay, go off and do level, come back for level 3, when the time is right. And for me, he made the exception because he told me that my email was so powerful. He felt the energy of me and he couldn't say no. And so I have so much gratitude and so much honor for him recognizing that and confirming that for me as a chosen one earth angel. So I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for you, Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei, for being my guru, my teacher, my guide in this lifetime. So that is the story of why I am here. That is the story of why I chose Komyo ReikiDo as my form of healing to provide out there. I know I mentioned I'm still working on my individual mission, and this is part of my individual mission, to be able to give back and provide this healing to others out there. Physically, mentally, right? So I'm working on that. I wanted to share that as this is part of my journey, is to share someone actively going through their spiritual path in real life time and sharing it with you all and giving you inspiration to either go on your journey of finding out who you are, what you resonate with, what in your heart you want to do for yourself and for others. And just kind of remember back to the basics of why you're here. What is your purpose? So I want to be able to help and guide others through their journeys as part of my individual mission. But I know there's a bigger collective mission here with a lot of others out there who are like-minded, who want to help others awaken as well and go through their journey. It's different to see the world in a different perspective now, to have these eyes of thinking why someone behaves the way they do without judgment, right? It's just all compassion, right? For they know not what they do. They don't remember their true essence. So that's what I wanted to share. And I got to head back to the hotel, back to reality, finish up packing and head off to the train to catch my flight back to the United States. And I see the crane. He's right there. I'm going to have to, I think it might be a gray heron. I know it has gray and white and black on it. So I'll have to look up what type of bird that exactly is. But he's been sitting there the entire time. So I know that is a spirit family, God watching over me in a sense. So I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you find this video helpful. I hope this inspires you to go on your own journey. I hope you know that you're not alone. There's others out there that are lost and trying to find their way. And we can just only hope that we can be beacons of light for each other and to just help each other walk home, in a sense. There's a black bird. I don't know. It had an orange beak. So signs from nature, that's another video I will have to go through and, share with you all as well. So I'm going to have to look up the meanings of these birds now that I see. But I wanted to sign off and say, arigato gozaimasu from Kyoto. And I will send out another video when I'm guided to do so. I know one of them is going to be about signs and synchronicities. So arigato gozaimasu to Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei and to Kumiko as well, his assistant. So thank you so much for your hospitality, for the training, for the lovely time, and for being able to connect on a personal, in-person level. That is one of the reasons why I wanted to train with Sensei. It is an intimate setting, and luckily he spoke English. He speaks English, so that's probably why I was also guided by my ancestors and spirit family as well, and by the messengers, the crows and whatnot. That yes, book with him. He speaks English. He could teach you. So I feel the ancestors here with me. And I'm talking about the ancestors of dynasty era. That is the presence that I feel here. The energy here is calming to me as well. And so I will share more when I'm guided to. But for now, I will sign off. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for riding this wave with me and for joining me on my journey. And hopefully this inspires you to going on your own as well. So love you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello world. I'm here on the Haruka training headed to Osaka Kansai Airport. And I surprisingly have the car almost to myself. So I am able to actually take a video and not have other people around me. I'll kind of show you the different seats around, but there's hardly anyone around. I think there's a couple in the front and a couple in the very back. So I kind of wanted to take this opportunity to shoot a quick video about the signs and synchronicities that I've seen during my trip here in Kyoto, Japan, as I was training with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei for this entire week that I've been here. So wanted to take a moment to share my journey and be able to revisit all the different signs from nature, or even signs from numbers and synchronicities. So the first sign that I noticed was my rune number, 515. So I looked up what 515 number meant, angel number. And then also seeing a lot of numbers, 1111, 1234, 777, 111, 888, a lot of mirroring numbers. So I'm looking up all the different numbers as I am, seeing every single one and jotting it down. As far as animals are concerned, a very, prominent animal sighting that I saw was a crane actually flying and landing in the river as my taxi was crossing the river to head to Kiyomizu-dera for one of the mornings. And so it was a white bird, huge white bird with black tail feathers. So I looked up the different types of birds here in Kyoto, and I pointed it out to that. And after I visited Kiyomizu-dera and took a taxi back to the hotel, that same bird that was in the river actually flew over the taxi again. So I wrote that down as a prominent sign of just, in general, seeing that sign from nature and, feeling the protection of, my spirit family behind me as I'm going through this journey. And so other signs, as I'm visiting these different places, Arashiyama Bamboo Forest, Kiyomizu-dera temple, Fushimi Inari, another, with the orange gates, another temple to visit that as well too. There were lots of signs of dragonflies that were, kind of surrounding or following me in a sense. I took a lot of pictures of the dragonflies. They would land next to, on a rock or a railing, and I was able to actually, get close and take a picture of it. I'm also seeing signs of the crows. A lot of the crows would fly over or be in a tree, and I can hear them, cawing and talking. So I saw that as another sign of protection from the spirit family of mine while I'm traveling here in, Kyoto, Japan. I also saw a prominent sign of a giant centipede crossing the path. I was at Kiyomizu-dera, and there was a giant centipede that was crossing the path in front of me before crossing over a bridge. And so I took a moment to take a video of that. Of course, people passing by were scared of it, so they would scurry away fast. And then also seeing a giant earthworm that was the biggest I've seen in my entire life, crossing the path at the Arashiyama Bamboo Forest. And that giant earthworm actually had a tiny white feather attached to it. And that morning that I had asked, during meditation or during my prayers to my spirit family, send me a sign of a white feather. And that little white feather was on the earthworm. So I took a picture of that. And, I'll probably have to share my pictures within this video frame to kind of show all the different animals. Part of my homework as I was training with Inamoto Sensei was to visit Mount Kurama, and so that is the birthplace of when Usui Sensei had birthed Reiki there, through his time on the mountain. So I did that. I went early morning, first thing, to Kuramayama and visited that same exact place where Usui Sensei had birthed Reiki. And so the energy I felt being on that top of the mountain, it was so calming to me. And there were dragonflies that were flying around and just, kind of as if they were watching over me. There was also this bird, which I could not see visibly. I tried to look for it. He was talking, as I was going through my meditations, my self-healing meditation as well, and, performing Reiki healing on myself, and, the wishes and all that stuff. So I was able to see those dragonflies as another sign of protection, and also a butterfly that I had spotted in that area as well. So a lot of butterflies came out, a lot of dragonflies, gray herons. I saw 4 gray herons in the river as well. I was headed to Kuramayama, and so, I'm looking at what these meanings of these different animals that I am encountering, and using those messages as like my next steps or my guidance, or am I on the right path, and then seeing the meaning of it. So, these numbers, these animals, the signs from nature, the signs from the universe, I am paying attention, and I believe that everything is meant to cross your path. the people, the conversations, having meaningful conversations with folks, or the synchronicities of why they're on the trip, or the person who helped me, navigate the train station and the system here. There are so many helpful people around, and so many people that are angels in disguise, I guess you could say. So I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful for my time here in Kyoto, and to experience all the signs and synchronicities and signs from nature and the universe, and know that I am protected. I am highly protected, especially with my mission here to help people heal and also to help them awaken. So I wanted to share that experience, and also just kind of capture this as I am here on the train headed back to the airport. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for riding this wave with me, and I'm excited to share more on my journey as I am guided to the next step on my mission. So I wanted to share the signs and synchronicities in this video. So I'll talk to you all later. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello world, my name is Al. I'm here in Kyoto, Japan with Inamoto Hyakuten Sensei. I just finished my Okuden level 3 class with Sensei, and I wanted to ask Sensei, what message do you have for everyone out there on YouTube?
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Inamoto Hyakuten. I'm based in Kyoto, Japan, and it is my great pleasure, to have ending with my Okuden, not only Okuden, Shoden, Juden, Okuden, all level of Reiki classes, yes. So we are on a spiritual path, which is a never-ending path. Okay, so I'm so happy to have you here with me. Thank you very much.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you.